Hi, my name is Iver van the Zand. I represent SAP Business Analytics, and today I give you a brief summary of the results of a proof of concept that SAP did with SAP HANA and SAP Business Intelligence. If we look at the requirements of the POC and the scope, then the core need was for Belgium Post to decrease the average response time of 9 minutes for 350 reports onto less than a minute. A second additional requirement was to be able to do operational analytics in real time. A third requirement was to get full insight in what SAP could do in terms of agile visualization through the HANA platform. If we look at the architecture that was set up, then at this screen you see the architecture for the POC with a central HANA system where we loaded CSV and fact CSV tables and fact dimension tables into this HANA system. And on top of that was the Business Objects 4.1 Business Intelligence Suite using a Unix universe to connect to the data that we loaded into HANA. Additionally, we created analytical views in HANA, which can be used by various tools within the Business Intelligence Suite to do operational and OLAP analysis that you see over here. And one of the techniques to do so is SAP Lumira, which you will see later in this video. If we have a quick look at the current portfolio of business intelligence within SAP, then we can recognize three core categories. One is the green area, which we call enterprise business intelligence, where the traditional reporting products reside, like web intelligence. In the orange area, we have the products that are capable of doing corporate dashboarding. One of those products is Design Studio, but the dashboards were not part of this POC. What was part of the POC too was the blue area, where we have the self-service OLAP and visualization techniques like Lumira. So for the POC, we limited to the use of the green area with Web Intelligence, the current reports of Belgium Post, and the blue area for Agile visualization. Over here you see a screenshot of SAP Lumira, which is a self-service tool to do Agile visualization and specifically focused on business users and data analysts. It has a live connection, a direct connection to the SAP HANA system, but it can also connect to a universe, to other databases, or to Excel sheets, and one can combine those. Over here you see the core report that we used, the Web Intelligence report indicated as POD RO2-111. That in the latest time that we refreshed it in the current environment of Belgium Post took 13 minutes and 28 seconds to refresh. After the POC using HANA with on top of that Business Intelligence Suite 4.1, we brought that down to 11 seconds. I will show you that right now. To do so, we go to the Launchpad, the portal for SAP Business Intelligence in the hack environment that we use. So I'm opening the portal right now. This is the Launchpad, the Business Intelligence portal, and over here is the report that we just spoke about that is currently rebuilt on top of HANA using Web Intelligence. I'm opening the report. And over here you see the report that is currently used by Belgium Post, now running on HANA. So the report has various tabs. So let me scroll through the tabs. Over here is the resume section. The report is currently loading 410 million facts that are in the database. I can drill, I can click the drill button, and drill down on, for example, barcode. The report is now drilling down, again 410 million records. And it's opening right now. If I go further to the details tab, I will show you what happens and how long it takes if I refresh the report. So I click the details tab. It's coming up right now, and over here you see this button where I can refresh the report, which in the past took 13 minutes and 8 seconds. Let me click right now. You see that the last time I did that it was 13 seconds. And the report is now fully refreshed within, I didn't count, but it will be around 13 to 20 seconds. I will now proceed with going into design mode of the report. So I click the design and we are going to change the report. So over here I have my available objects and I'm adding an additional object to the report where you can see how quickly and how easily I can change this report, where you can see that the response times now are absolutely acceptable. And the report is changed. The same goes for if I scroll down and add a graph. I can very easily add additional objects to the graph, which will be quickly updated. Let's look for a metric. And my report is updated. If I want to create a new report, add a report, or add a tab to the section, I can quite easily do that. For example, a cross tab. Let me pick column, barcode product by, for example, POD level 2, and again a metric. I click OK, and the new report is there. I hope I've showed you that now running Web Intelligence 4.1 on top of HANA, the response times are extremely improved and way below the target of 1 minute. I'm now going to close Web Intelligence. And I'll show you what happens if we start using Lumira. Over here you see the current SAP Lumira 1.20 interface, the product that is used for visual data exploration. So what I do, I click File, New, and over here you see the different types of connections that I have available. What we want to do is have a live connection to the core data running now in SAP HANA. So this is a live connection. I'm clicking. I use the POD quality, which is the analytical view that we created in HANA. I click it. I log in. I go to my available views. I want to use this one, create. And Lumira is preparing the data set right now. Again, we have a live connection to the HANA database. So the connection is built up. And over here you see the current interface with the data I have, where you see on the top left hand side the metrics that are recognized by Lumira in the analytical view, and over here there are all the attributes with hierarchies that were defined in the analytical view. So let us quickly create a report. I just select a few metrics, and I hope you get an idea on how easily I can currently do this. So let me change the direction of the report. I'm running live. I have over here the year, the scan year, so I can click it, drill down to month, or drill down even further to the individual line. Lumira works in such a way that the analysis that I create is automatically saved over here. If I click this button and duplicate it, I can proceed from the analysis and adjust as I want. So I use my duplication and I'm going to change to, for example, a tag cloud. So I use two other metrics. Let me use this one and this one. And for example, I could use the POD level. Let me have a look where it is. And over here we can easily see that mise en presentation, is the event, the POD level with the most events for events on concentrator, and with the highest density on events on DYS. I'll make one more. So again, I'm going to change. Let me erase my metrics and choose, for example, this one, where I want to use the events on DYS, broker. Let me use another. I could use, for example, this as my YX, one level up. Over here you can see how easily Lumira responds to these data exploration, these visualizations that I create. Again, live on HANA data, 410 million records. Let me finalize. So I'm now creating a quick story for my manager with the analysis that I created. So I start from a blank sheet and I create a little BPost storyboard where I will use my analysis that I just created. I just drag and drop them on the screen. I want this one over here. I also like to bring in a little bit of comment. And I'd like to have my colleagues or my manager the ability to work on different time scales or different control boxes. So let me allow him or her to quickly navigate through the data. This is how I present my analysis using SAP Lumira running live on HANA, and I can select and deselect, and you will see that the visualizations are automatically adjusted. I hope you have got insight in the results that we gained with both Web Intelligence and SAP Lumira on top of HANA. With Lumira, we connected to the analytical view, but we can also connect to the universe. With Web Intelligence, we connected to HANA through the universe. Thanks for your attention.